Today, I'm going to show you how do you tell when it's time to brush your dog. How can you tell? The coat is going to tell you. I promise you that. And I'm going to show you right now with my big boy back here, who I let go for several days without brushing so that I could show you what the coat looks like when it's time to brush it. How you can tell when it's time to brush out your dog and how you do it. What tools to use, what products that are going to be best choice for your dog and for you, and keep them brushed out longer. Good brush out sprays are an absolute necessity. There are some brush out sprays that aren't worth the pennies, and there are some that are worth more than the pennies that you're going to pay. The reason we use a brush out spray to lightly mist into the coat before brushing is to add some strength and elasticity to the hair, to the coat, because we're going to be working it really hard, and you're going to see why we're going to be working his coat. So let me bring you in. Here's some telltale signs that Gus needs brushed. When you see, the hair, this is the hair around his muzzle, his mouth, it's starting to clump together and stick together to itself. This is going to become matted if I don't brush it. Another clear area for me with this guy, and for you with most of your dogs that may have longer coat, when you look at the coat, the hair, and it's starting to stick and separate itself. It's separating. It doesn't look nice and even. It's all piecey, separated. That's an indication. Let's go a little deeper. Let's get a little closer. We're taking a look at the top of his head. You want to separate the hair. And if you can see pieces of coat are starting to stick together and make their own little, looks like little dreads. When you separate, you look down to the skin and you see, wow, these pieces are really starting to stick together. And it goes all the way down to the skin, then you should have brushed yesterday. So let's move on. Before we brush this dog out, you can see in here, these little curls are becoming their own little thing, their own little clumps of hair. This is time, and if we separate the hair, we can see that that goes all the way down to the skin. It's time to brush. These are all indications. Another easy way to tell is to just simply look at the areas of your dog that has a lot of coat, ears, tail. If we just look at his tail, I can clearly see things are separating. This needs brushed. If I don't brush it, it's going to end up matting because what's in here is some dead hair. Yes, our dogs have dead hair. He's a non-shedding breed, but he's going to lose hair. If I don't brush that dead hair out, it's going to coil and wind up inside a good coat that we want to keep. So let's start brushing. Now we know we have to brush, right? Yeah, we've already established that. Let me show you how I do it and how you know if you did it well. What you're gonna need. And this is routine brush outs. Between grooming appointments, this is, for him, a brush out should be no less than twice a week. A thorough brush out. When I say thorough brush out, I'm gonna show you what that means. If we don't thoroughly brush them, it was a waste of effort. We're still going to deal with some matting in here. You're going to go back to the groomer. They're going to try to slide a blade or a guard comb through, and they're going to be like, this ain't going anywhere. I got to go short. Any blade or guard comb that leaves length is not going to be able to plow through coat unless it's clean and brushed out. What I mean by that is this is a blade. This is a 7 blade. So if I'm using a 7 blade, this will go through a matted coat. Why is that? Because the clipper is moving this. This is the cutting edge of the blade. It's moving at like, what, 5,000 strokes per minute? In order for the hair to be cut, it's got to travel through the distance of the length of this tooth till it hits the cutting edge of the blade. See that? So that's not far. That's practically down to the skin. However, on a guard comb, guard combs are only, they're called attachment combs for a reason. So you, on either a 30 or a 10 blade or a 15 blade, this is a 30 blade. You have to have a blade under your guard comb. Otherwise, how's it going to cut? There's no cutting edge on this. So when you attach your guard comb to a 30 blade, the hair has to travel all the way through the length of this tooth, through all these teeth. The hair has to travel through that till it reaches here, which is the cutting edge. That's why a groomer can't use guard combs and leave length. You're like, why was my dog so short? Because the only thing that would go through, because the coat wasn't prepared right, is a 7-blade or possibly a 5-blade. Look at the difference that the hair has to travel to get to the cutting edge of the blade, which this is a guard comb and this is a 7-blade. The hair only has to travel this far to reach the cutting edge of the blade. The hair has to reach this far. It has to slide through the coat like a comb. That's why they're called guard combs, before it can be cut at the cutting edge of the blade. So hopefully that helps you guys. So what you're gonna need are 3 things. A comb that has teeth that are spaced further apart and teeth that are close together. That's important. A good brush out spray. This is Quicker Slicker, made by Nature's Specialty, and I buy it by the gallon. I have it in a continuous spray bottle. And regardless if I bought it by the gallon or not, I love to use my brush out sprays in a continuous spray bottle because it saves me a lot of this. You know, we work these hands enough. I love the continuous spray bottles. So even if I bought it ready to use, like a 16 ounce, I would put it in a continuous spray bottle. And you're gonna need a good slicker brush. The brush I love to use on guests is made by Leigh. This is their gold soft slicker, but don't let that fool you. It's very good at grabbing coat. That's why I use it. So now that we have our tools, another brush that I love is definitely the Artero flexible slicker brush. I love this one. But for his coat, especially in the condition it's in, I know this one is just gonna perform slightly faster for me, and that's why I'm going for it. I could use this, absolutely. And this is usually typically my #1 brush choice across the board when it comes to slicker brush. But for guests today, I do love this Leigh gold slicker brush. We're doing head to toe, right? So that means we start at the head and we work all our way down the body and the legs and the tail, the whole coat. So I'm going to cover his eyes, tilt his nose down, and I'm going to spray a light mist. See, this continuous spray bottle is just so convenient. I'm focusing right now on the top of the head and the ears at the moment. I'm going to start brushing in the direction of the coat that it grows, it lays, which is back. Short, quick strokes to the skin. So you want your slicker brush to get a hold of the coat and pull it straight out, and it's going to remove dead hair at the same time. So that's the idea of how we're brushing. Short strokes, we're going to keep moving across the dog like this. If we brush over and over and over in one area, we're going to cause brush burn to his skin. We don't want to do that. So we just keep working down. If his hair is super long, I'm going to hold it out of the way with my thumb, what I've already brushed, and I'm going to continue to move in that circular motion across his head. Hold the hair out of the way. Keep going from the skin out. Let the brush get a hold of it and slide it all the way through. The slicker brush has a heck of a purpose, and there is no replacement for a slicker brush because nothing can do the job of a slicker brush. Now there are certain coats I wouldn't use it on. I wouldn't use it if he didn't have such a dense coat. I may go for a pen brush, but any dog that's going to lose hair, as you can see, we're losing hair. Any dog that's going to lose hair when we brush, he's a non-shedding breed. We're going to want that slicker brush. So that's a little bit of an indication. If you're going to end up with, you know, if you're finding little pieces of your dog's hair laying around, that means that, you know, you need to use the slicker brush to grab that and pull it out. So we have just brushed out the top of his head. Now is when I'm going to pick up my comb. I don't need this for anything right now during my brush out other than to check my brushing. Do I need to continue, or can I slide a comb through his hair? And yes, I can. I can slide a comb through the area I just brushed thoroughly. Perfect. Let's move on to an ear. So I'm going to hold that ear out and give it a little spray. And we're going to start in short strokes, working all the way down the ear. We're pulling all that dead hair to the bottom, and we're going to slough it right out. So we're going to go not over and over in the same area. We don't want to cause skin irritation. Stay here, Gus. Good boy. And we're going to keep going. Now I'm not done. This is going down through nicely to the ends, and I'm holding on to the hair, so I'm not tugging on his hair. I'm not tugging on his skin that's attached. I'm just tugging on the hair, as you can see. But now I need to turn that ear around and gently do the same thing. Don't forget to flip your ear around and gently do the same motion on the inside as you did on the outside, coming down to the bottom, holding on to that hair, pulling out. This slicker brush is just going to break right through. I'm going to show you, I've barely brushed him so far. I'm going to show you the hair I've gotten out of him. And this is what you guys are going to see too. Now notice I used my thumb. I want to get up here and brush in this area a little better. So I'm going to hold the hair up with my thumb, and I'm gently going to pull it from the skin out in small, short, quick strokes, moving constantly, not brushing in the same area over and over. If I need to go back, I'll start over now, but I didn't continuously brush him over and over again in the same area. Now let's check our work. What are we going to do? We're grabbing our comb. We're going to use the wide teeth in this case, especially because he has not been bathed yet. No bathing, no conditioning. We're just brushing out. Sliding from the skin out. Can I come on down this ear? Beautiful. Absolutely. Let's turn it over. Make sure that we're good on the inside too. We did great. Now we're going to do this area. You want to avoid getting any spray in their eyes, so if you're not accurate, just spray it on your brush. Look at all the dead hair we're getting out so far. We're going to be gentle here. This is tender areas. Your dog's skin is delicate. Their skin is not as thick as ours. See, I'm using my thumb to hold up the hair so I can clearly get to the skin and pull it out with my brush and know that I'm thoroughly brushing him out. Look at all that. We've just begun brushing him. Now let's check that with our comb. That's perfect. Look at that. Gus, you're a good boy. Now we're moving on to an area that you may be afraid of. Around the nose, the muzzle, the mouth. In that case, I'm going to spray my Quicker Slicker right on my brush. It's not as effective to do this, but I want to make sure I'm not getting any spray in his eyes or his nose or his mouth. I don't think he really wants to eat it as much as he thinks he does. And I'm gently just coming down. Now I'm going to separate that and go in a little bit deeper. Separate it. Oh, look, we're still seeing some hair that's stuck together. And holding it out of the way with my thumb and gently just pulling it out with the slicker brush. And this feels good to your dog if you're brushing properly and appropriately. Tip him up, cover his nose, put another little nice mist under there. We're going to start here under his little chinny chin. Gently, but working it. We're working it. And we're going to keep coming down. In the direction that we're brushing, in the direction of the lay of the coat, we're going to keep coming on down. Good job, buddy. And those brush out sprays are going to work tremendously for you. They're going to help, they're going to protect, they're going to give us the ability to really work this hair without breaking it or being too harsh on it. It adds strength to the hair because we're working it. This is a lot of coat. We're going to check our work with the wide side of the comb. Good boy, Gus. So you can see I'm easily brushing him out. The comb is telling me I'm going from the skin out. The comb is telling me that I did a good job of my brushing and I can move on to the next area. If I'm feeling resistance with the comb, like right here, that means pick your brush up. Get back to brushing. We'll check it with our comb, and we did good. See? We're still getting dead hair even with the comb because this dog needed a brush. You're going to see dead hair on a non-shedding breed. It's okay. Hey groomers, are you looking for an all-in-one inclusive dog grooming software package to help you run and grow your pet grooming business? This is my top recommendation. I have partnered with PetSched to save you money. There's a link in the description below. Now for his other ear, cover his eyes, nice little mist. We're going to start here at the base and work our way down. Now we're feeling some resistance here. That's because we're getting down to the end, and that's where all this dead hair is accumulating at this point because we're brushing it down his ear. Hold on to the hairs so we're not tugging his skin, and we're gonna brush it. We're gonna do the same thing on the inside of the ear. I have to get in his way a little bit. Keep him where I want him. Sometimes you gotta put your body into them a little bit and say, I want you to stay right here. You know what I'm saying? Nice and easy. We're gonna get down to here. We're gonna hold on to that hair, and so we can really work it. We're gonna brush right here at the base of the ear very gently. Good boy, Gus. We're gonna check our work with our comb. Good. Now we gotta brush this side of his muzzle. We've still got a lot of hair in the brush. It's fine. I can still work with it. Spray a little on the brush so you can avoid spraying it directly around his eyes or his nose. We're gently in short strokes gonna work our way down his muzzle. See how I'm kind of guiding him like this? That's important. We're gonna move that hair out of the way, and we're gonna take a look at some of this hair a little deeper underneath. Same thing, right at the lips, nice and easy and gentle. If you're careful, they're gonna understand that they have to do it and that you're being careful. We're gonna check our work with our comb. Our comb can slide through it. We're good. So now you know what it looks like when your dog's coat needs to be brushed, and you're learning how to properly brush it and effectively so you don't have any mats. I know. Say, well, I could just take a nap. Well, no, because I need to get over here. Good job. Now let's start working down his body. And working with my dog on the table all the time, I've taught him that the table's a safe place and that we're working here. So you have to teach your dog or your dogs that you groom the same thing. So we're gonna start right here because we stopped here, remember? We're gonna put a nice little mist, rub it through a little bit. We're gonna brush down his neck. I'm gonna clear out my brush with my comb, get rid of that dead hair. And we're gonna start short strokes, short, quick strokes down his neck, all the way to the skin, gently. If I was brushing like this, I'm not gonna get anywhere. It's just tugging. I'm doing short, quick strokes to grab the coat and pull through it. Grab it and pull through it. That's my idea. And that's effective brushing. We're gonna grab our comb, check our work. Yeah, we can get a comb, see? From the skin out, that's good. I'm gonna move on. Come on down the back. Short, quick strokes. Good boy, Gus. I'm not doing down the side or his legs yet. I'm gonna get there in a second. Bear with me, guys. Now you can see this area. This area was pretty dense. Now he has a lot of primary hair here, so his hair is a little bit more coarser. It's stronger, it's stiffer, and it's thicker. So there's more of it. It means we may need to focus a little more in that area and keep coming back to it. See? We're gonna keep working down. We're gonna keep working down. Good boy, Gus. You want to hold the hair back so you can see to the skin. See how you're doing. We want to get to the skin, and I'm not being aggressive with my brush. I got a nice loose grip. Look at it. Huh. Because you're going to let your tool do the work. You're just guiding it, putting just the right amount of pressure to get right there to the skin and pull out. Some people call this a pat and pull method. Makes perfect sense. I just call it line brushing, basically. I mean, there's so many different terms, and I know it gets confusing for you guys. All the way down his tail here. Careful, the tail is an extension of their spine. They have a lot of nerve endings here. They have a lot of feeling there. And we're going to brush the tail. Really needs it. So I'm going to hold it out. Give it a mist on that side. Give it a mist on that side. These spray bottles are great. I will link everything for you guys. They're so inexpensive and they're wonderful. And we're gonna do the same thing. Now, it's not his favorite, so look what I just did. I shoved my hand through here to hold his tail, but I'm also reminding him, stay up for me. Stay standing. Our other hand is always assisting us in a groom. Always. No matter what we're doing. Good job, Gus. Now I'm holding the tail bone so that I know I'm holding on to the hair here. So I'm being careful of his tail bone. His tail is just a skinny little tail. Look at that. But he's got all this hair. And we're going to keep brushing. We're going to move some of that hair out of the way and pull it back out with the brush. Good job, Gus. And I can feel, now that was only what, a minute? I can feel that it feels great. I can feel the brush now is able to slide through. At first, we want to take short, quick strokes. So we're going to check our work with the comb. Good job, Gus. We're going to see how we did. Come all the way down the tail. Doing good. The comb slides right through. That's what we want. And I'm hitting the tailbone, touching it and pulling out, touching it, pulling out. So I know I'm coming at it from the skin out. We're going to take a look under here. You got to keep moving that tail around so you can get to the areas you need to get to. Now what about this area? Oh, don't be scared. I know you're scared. We're going to give it a spray. This is where he sits a lot. He sits, so he's going to wear that down. But right now, we're going to empty out our brush. Getting a lot of dead hair in the brush. That's why I'm brushing him today. I don't want that to become mats. Underneath the tail here, I'm just going to go in an upward direction towards the tail hair. And then below the tail, I'm gently pat and pull, pat and pull. This is tender. Very careful. Good boy, Gus. And I'm working my way down. I'll come back and do it again. Gentle. You can brush in these gentle areas if you're careful. Slow, controlled. Slow and controlled. And I can feel that that feels really nice. I can get a comb right to the skin and pull it right out. All right, time for legs and flank. But you're thinking, what's a flank? I'll show you what a flank is. Let's bring him up. This is my new wags table. I absolutely love it. I've been getting a lot of people ask me questions about it, so I will link my wags table in the description for you guys, the exact table that I have. This area is very tender. This is the flank skin. And he's got hair on it. I do need to brush it, but it's tender, it's thin, it's stretchy, thin skin. These legs definitely are getting to the point where they've been let go a little too long. That's clear to me. And how do I know? Same way you know, by looking at it. So I'm gonna start here in the middle and then I'm gonna work my way down to do the rest. But right now I'm working my way up, right about his stifle, which is his knee. And I'm gonna hold the hair with my thumb and come along. It's okay, buddy. He's very sensitive with his legs and your dogs may be too. So be sure that you are not hurting them and you're being gentle and you're calm and you're not hurting them. And they are pretty much always going to work with you. So I just brushed that area out real nice. Good job, Gus. I'm going to do the inside of the leg too here in a second. A little bit more. This area needs a good bit of work. I'm going to hold it up with my thumb so I can really see what I'm brushing here. Short, quick strokes. Keep my brush moving, never over and over in the same area. Take the skin, roll it so it can expose that hair there underneath a little bit. Makes it easy. Good job, buddy. was such a big boy. And that really did a quick, great job of brushing out this area here, down his hip. Very nice. I need to brush here. I already know that. Remember, I only started there. And brushing out this flank. Very nice. I can feel a little resistance there. Go back to my brush. Good job, Gus. Now we're going to check it with the comb. Yes, very good. Now we're going to come down the rest of the leg. We're going to give it a little mist. We're going to bring him up a little. You always use your table to your advantage. Totally. That's why your table was up and down. I'm going to start about where I left off, holding the hair up. And I'm going to brush it down, pull it out, pull it down with my brush. Same thing, moving down. I know you don't like it. Well, you know, their legs are bony. They have a lot more sensitivity down here. Right off the to the toes, guys. Right down the toes. Now, what about the inside of the leg? Yeah, we're gonna, you stand up there. We're gonna address that. Gonna put a little spray in there. Gonna gently start here, and this is a sensitive area. And we're gently working our way around the inside of the leg, coming back where we started and keep moving down. Good boy, Gus. A lot of people try to pre-trim their dogs in this condition. It's never gonna work. Your clipper is never gonna do it, and our clippers are awesome, but they can't do magic. You have some prep work to do too. Good job, Gus. And that's perfect. Very nice. Come here, Gus. Can you turn around? Come over here. Good job. Now we gotta do this. They got a lot of loose skin here. We're gonna start working our way down this leg. A little bit of quicker slicker. Kind of push it through the coat a little bit. Get your brush and start where you left off. And gently just start working your way down where you have not brushed. You can feel a huge difference when you touch coat that you haven't added the quicker slicker to, and then the areas you have added it, you can feel the moisture that it puts into the coat and the ability to really play and pull at this hair. It just helps you brush out so much easier, and it protects the skin and coat for your dog when you're done brushing. Repels dirt and grime. It does all kinds of cool things. Good brush out sprays are an absolute necessity. Come on down the leg. Start up here and pull down. And I've gotten to the point where, yeah, I can actually look at it and say, I can tell, yeah, I'm going to be able to get my comb through that. I won't go for my comb until I'm really pretty much done, because I know what it looks like, and I'm using the fine teeth on the comb. I know what it looks like when I should be able to get the comb through the coat. But if you're not there yet, then you keep testing the areas before you move on to the next one. And that, my friends, is how you can tell when it's time to brush out your dog, and how you do it, and what tools to use, what products that are going to be best choice for your dog and for you, and keep them brushed out longer. Some people will ask, so you brushed him out today, when will you have to brush him again? I want to let you answer that because I told you the answer in the comments. How am I going to know when I need to brush Gus again? Tell me in the comments. Thanks, guys. I love you. Thanks for joining us here today. Gus and I and all of our other dog friends are going to see you in the next video.